Chest up, shoulders back. This is Revival Fitness, your home for gains and brains. And we haven't talked about this in a while. We have this video here from Chris Williamson, that's Modern Wisdom, How to Actually Meet Women at the Gym with Blaine Anderson. I don't know who this woman is, so this popped up in my feed. I think it's worth reacting to because no matter how many guys will say that they'll never talk to women in the gym and the gym is not the place to meet women, you know there's at least one woman there that you'd like to meet. There's no shame in it, man. I mean, I don't know why guys have such a hard time admitting this. I mean, no matter where you go, you're likely going to see at least one woman that you find attractive in some capacity. And people say, oh, the gym is not the place to do it. Well, where should you do it? Well, not at the gym, not at work, not at the grocery store, not on apps. The way some of these guys talk, it's like, where are you supposed to meet women? At the women meeting location? Wherever that is? Is it at the bar? Is it at church? Is it something arranged by your parents? I mean, genuinely, like, I don't know how you're supposed to meet people these days, and most people do meet online. As much as people may deny that, or not like the fact that it's true, it is what it is. But this is timely because it is summertime. Hot girl summer, city boy summer, whatever we're calling it these days. But a lot of you guys are younger, you are out of school right now, you have a lot of time on your hands, and typically in the summer as well, cuffing season is over, and that's one of the joys of summer. You meet a nice girl, you guys can go on dates, and go to the beach, and hang out, and it lasts a couple weeks or maybe a month or so, and then she randomly disappears, or you ghost her, and you never hear from each other again. Maybe you like each other's Instagram stories every so often, maybe even a comment on the posts here and there. That's the joy of summer. This is modern romance, isn't it great? And I guess I should give you guys an update for myself in this regard too. I've lost all my aura. I've got no riz. I'm trying to think. The last time I met a girl in the gym, it's been a while, man. I can't even think of the last time that it happened. I'm just too locked in. I'm too Sigma. I'm on my grind set. I'm not opposed to meeting women in the gym. And depending on the gym that you go to, there's always going to be couples in there. Oftentimes they met there. So the idea that this is not ever to be done is simply faulty. That said, you do not want to be approaching women at the gym in any serious capacity. It is not the place to do that. And if you get that reputation as the pickup guy or the thirsty guy at your gym, you're going to have to go to a new gym. So ideally, you will get some type of signal from the girl, and that is going to prompt you to go talk to her, which that has its own issues. One, as guys, we typically don't pick up on these signals, and women typically give them relatively subtly. Sometimes they're more overt, sometimes they're not, but oftentimes girls will say, I gave him so many signals, and the signal is her just kind of looking at you for 2 seconds. You think nothing of it. In her way, that was shooting her shot. And if you're really focused on the workout, as you should be, you may not even really understand what's happening. For myself currently, there's probably like a handful of girls that I notice look at me repeatedly, like not just a one-off, like over weeks and days and months, I will notice them looking at me. So that can be an invitation. You do want to play your cards carefully, though. I'm not going to advocate just walking up as soon as you get a signal, or what you perceive to be a signal. And oftentimes you'll be in the scenario where it's like, okay, maybe I'll talk to her now, like you're kind of close to each other, but she's a little bit too far, or then she does a set, then you're resting, then vice versa. You know, there's all kind of variables that kind of make this difficult. And since we're in the gym, of course your physique is going to be a key focus, but something else that you cannot neglect, and something that women across the board, no matter their preference, are always going to notice first, is your face. And that's why you need to be in control of your skincare, even though most guys have no idea. And that's why the partner of today's video, Geology, is here to help you take care of that. Geology is a 41-time award-winning skin, hair, and body care company recognized in Men's Health, Hypebeast, Birdie, Esquire, Ask Men, and Oprah's Daily Grooming Awards, to name a few. They create simple and effective skincare and hair care routines customized just for you with clinical ingredients that are proven to work. Unlike the guys, women are on top of their skincare routine. But if you look at their bathrooms and their dressers, there is a mountain of products. It can seem very overwhelming, but Geology makes the entire process very easy. No matter what your skincare goal is, they take the guesswork out of it, and give you everything that you need. To get started, it's very simple. Simply take the 60-second quiz on their website, tell them about your goals, answer some questions, and they will develop a dermatology-grade, personalized routine and then deliver it right to your door. They have a range of products for any skincare goal, and they're easily portable, very convenient, not sticky, they smell great, and they're trusted by over 10,000 5-star reviews, and I'm definitely seeing the results. So what are you waiting for? Use my code and grab 70% off of your personalized skincare trial set. That's a full month trial for only $12. Plus, you get a free gift and up to 50% off add-ons. Trust me, your skin will thank you.
What about guys approaching girls in the gym?
I met my husband at the gym.
Like I said, guys, this is not something that is extremely out of the ordinary, or as much as people would make it seem. I mean, I can speak for the gyms that I go to, especially the more serious ones. There's couples all over the place, man. Especially if they have something they do together, like if they're powerlifters or bodybuilders. Even if they're doing separate training routines, oftentimes, they'll go spot each other, or they'll record each other, or do something.
So I met him at a fitness class in San Francisco. So you can meet women at the gym. I am proof that it is possible, but there are different considerations, and some gym environments are going to be better than others.
That's a unique environment because most guys do not do classes. I don't know exactly what type. Maybe she'll expand on it. There's general classes at a lot of gyms. It'll be like yoga or cycling or Zumba. The class kind of puts you all in the same place doing the same thing. On the general gym floor, everybody's kind of doing their own thing. There's a lot more open area. The class is more confined. So in that sense, I guess it's easier to meet people and easier conversation.
So like a rock climbing gym, a CrossFit gym, a fitness class, these places are going to better facilitate meeting women. There's natural starting and stopping points. There's times when everyone is standing around. You can talk to her when she's not working out. Just an open gym floor like at Equinox or Lifetime where she has her headphones in, is on the treadmill, is in the midst of a workout, not good.
So she just brought up exactly what I mentioned, and I totally concur with that. She makes the point, too, about the headphones. Yeah, the headphones, man, it's almost like when you walk around in public and you can look at your phone at any time. We're all looking at our phones between sets anyway. It's the ultimate way to avoid social interaction, simply looking at the phone in of itself. But the headphones on, that's like the death knell for do not talk to me. And I've seen some guys too, especially the pickup dudes, they make this a challenge. They'll go up and do the gesture like take out your earbuds or take off your headphones. Now, if you've gotten those visual cues and you've made eye contact especially, it's much easier then, and people usually are going to reciprocate. But walking up cold to a random girl and being like, hey, take off your headphones, I'm not going to do that.
You would then need to wait until she's like at the water fountain or you're coming and going at the same time, which is much more just chance.
Yes, it is. And I've told you guys before, I met a girl at a gym a couple years ago. Gorgeous woman. Short little Latina. Curvaceous. I was leaving as she was entering. And she asked me, hey, do you have any pre-workout? And I was like, no. And I started kind of roasting her. I'm like, what, do you need pre-workout? What, are you tired or something? And we got to talking. I didn't even get her number right then. We kind of had like a little 5-minute conversation. I think I asked her, would you like to go with me? And she was like, oh no, I can't. I'm about to start my workout. I have to go to work later. I had seen her at the gym before. Never really in any close proximity. I just remember seeing her the first time and I was like, dang, she's so hot. The key thing there is that she spoke to me. That is the ultimate ideal as the guy. If the woman initiates with you, at that point, it's essentially on you to mess it up. So we had that exchange, we parted ways, I saw her 2 weeks later. She was up in the stretching area, and I remember seeing her like, oh, I've got to talk to her now. So I sat down next to her and just said, hey, what's up? And she was like, oh, hey, what's going on? She remembered me, and then we got to talking, exchanged the phone numbers. Then we went out that weekend or the next weekend. We went out at some point shortly after that. Now that said, that is not a common scenario. Women are usually not going to initiate with the guy. They have to, one, find you attractive in a noticeable degree to be compelled to do so, and two, they're usually going to be more talkative in general, because some women, if they're on the more shy, quiet side, even if they find you very attractive, some women are simply never going to initiate the conversation.
There's a lot of guys who are probably thinking, God damn it, I might need to put my bodybuilding gains to one side because my like solo neurotic heavy metal in the headphones
That's what I listen to as well. Best type of music.
isn't going to work. I need
Yeah.
to start doing fucking Orange Theory
Yeah.
so that I can hang around with girls as they come in and out.
But it's true. I have clients all the time who are like, oh, I really like my gym routine. I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. But then you're not going to meet women there.
This is a matter of how much are you willing to invest into meeting women at the given spot. So they mentioned going to the classes. I mean, that gives you a better chance of meeting women, loosely speaking, I suppose. I mean, in terms of the general gym scene, man, the gym is full of women now. Not just the cardio bunnies like it used to be 10 years ago. Like, women now are doing deadlifts and squats, and they train upper body too. Like, they're lifting seriously as well. If you want to meet general women who, don't want to get too bulky, so-called, she may fit this profile too, I'm not entirely sure. But if you're into skinnier women, the ones that don't want to get that big, bro, I guess you're more suited to do the classes and maybe be around the cardio equipment. Which, by the way, guys, I would not walk up to a woman on the treadmill and start talking to her. You can sort of trap them in that way. As a rule, I would not do that. I would only talk to women on the treadmill if you know them already, or if you just happen to make conversation if you're close by.
You're saying you want to meet a woman who's fit, who likes to work out. You need to spend some time at these other places. And I'm not saying totally give up your own gym routine, but you might be surprised.
To lean into some of the evolutionary psychology stuff, there's an idea called sex ratio hypothesis, which is whoever in a local ecology is the rarer sex has the upper hand in the mating market. So you see that in areas with a male skewed sex ratio, there are more dates before sex. Women are less likely to say that they're happy with any one man. They're less likely to commit. Men are forced to go on more dates before they can actually sort of move forward. And the reverse is true too, that if men are the scarcer sex, that there are fewer dates before sex, etc., etc.
Can I see a study to back that up, bro?
If there are more of your particular sex competing for more of that rarer sex's attention, you need to play by their rules. And that means that if you're a dude that goes to solid core and does Pilates, between you and a gay instructor, there's like one guy that's interested in the women in this entire room. And maybe 70% of them have got a fella and a couple of them aren't looking to date. But that's still a really strong sex ratio.
I understand that. That said, we have to go back to how much are you willing to invest? Okay, like, are you willing to take time out of your day, even your weekends, and even add extra on top of your current training to go to Pilates, to go to yoga, to go to cycling class, right? In general, the classes are very populated with women. There's going to be some men, but the ones that I've seen, it's almost always women. It's got to be 75, 80% or more. And oftentimes these classes have the same women and the same people going over and over. They probably have some cliques and some friend groups. And you know how fast word travels in these environments. If you go to one of these classes trying to be the guy who gets laid, and that becomes pretty apparent, they're all going to know about it. And it's going to be the same result.
Maybe it's not 20 to 1, but it's 3 to 1 or 4 to 1. It's better than a nightclub.
Yeah, way better than a nightclub.
I think anything's better than a nightclub. I don't know who the hell goes to those.
I have a client in New York who started playing Mahjong. Are you familiar with Mahjong?
What the hell is even that?
It's like a board game.
It's like with these little domino pieces.
Like,
it's from
right.
China, but they have an American version. I'm actually very into it myself right now.
Okay.
But talk about a good place to meet women. He's like a Brooklyn Mahjong meetup, and he's one of 4 dudes, and there's 100 women there. And he had like 3 girls give him their number and be like, you should join our Mahjong group, like trying to get a guy in.
So now we're going outside of the gym too. I mean, what else do you want to do, guys? You want to go to book club? Do you want to be like the guy that goes to the feminist protest? He's like, I'm not here to get laid. I'm here because I care about women. It's like, So I would say if you actually like those things, go ahead. This is turning into almost sort of PUA stuff, like go here, go here, go here, go here. Just go to all these places. You guys remember that old video I reacted to? It was Myron Gaines talking about meeting women at the gym. He had like a handful of memberships and would go to different gyms across the city so he could meet different girls in different locations and maximize his exposure to different women. Like, I understand it from the sheer mathematics, but that said, are you going to drive an extra 20, 30, 40, even up to an hour? Are you going to go to all these other places and pay for the extra memberships and all this stuff just for the possibility to meet more women? And in the gym in general, it's not a great percentage to begin with. You can put a lot of money and time into this, just going to all these different environments, and it still might not pay off that well. Now that said, that could be described as dating in general. It's a lot of money commitment, a lot of time commitment oftentimes for minimum payoff.
I mean, run clubs.
So popular right now.
The hottest thing in the world. I was trying to deconstruct why I think run clubs have become so popular. And I think that a big chunk of it is that non-weird opportunity to stand around before and after and talk. It's like a social club masquerading as a fitness pursuit. It gives people the legitimacy to go and do something. Because if it was just, let's meet up in the park and stand around for a bit, everyone would feel weird. But if it's couched in, we're going to get our 5K in. Like, all right, fine, I guess. People stand around again and go, okay, well, I can get her number. And
it's amazing.
She's that chick from last week. She's got that sports bra on again.
Yeah, and you're seeing the same people consistently, which also makes it way easier. Good opener to use. I feel like I've seen you before.
Yeah, that's one that is a really easy sort of icebreaker. Because if it's a girl in the gym that you have seen, and especially if you've made eye contact with her, you've seen each other, you've acknowledged each other, you can tell her like, oh, what's up? Yeah, I see you here. Don't say like, have I seen you? You kind of sound dumb, like, have I seen you before? She's like, yes, obviously. So in that case, I would say something like, oh, I see you here all the time putting in the work. You look good, or, something like that. Just acknowledge the fact that you have. One of the worst things I think you can do when it comes to approaching is not talk about the obvious or try to like circumvent the obvious. Probably the biggest encompassing way that this happens is when guys refuse to sort of make it known that they're attracted to her. And you don't have to overtly say it like, I think you're pretty or I think you're sexy. But in general, like, you need to not just have the conversation that goes to nowhere. Just like, so what are you training today? That's good. Legs? Yeah, haha, leg day is hard. This is something that takes skill to get good at. Sort of making the conversation non-platonic, but not being overtly sexual or romantic with it. When you meet a woman at the gym, I've said before, I don't think you want to go right into, let's go on a date, or I think you're attractive. You can convey that with your body language and how you're talking to her without directly saying it. It's hard to explain. It could take too long right now, but if she finds you attractive, that's the key to all of this working anyway. It will automatically go that way, unless you just completely blow it. And if she doesn't find you that attractive, she will probably give you the general pleasantries, like, oh yeah, haha, this, that. Then she just kind of keeps looking around. You have to, as a guy, learn how to pick up on these signals and just eject from the conversation. Just be like, okay, well, have a good day. That's it.
My name's Blaine. Yep. Like, I've seen you here before. You leverage that anytime you've seen a woman more than once. But yeah, I love a run club because also you're weeding out people who don't have any interest in health.
They didn't go out last night.
Yeah.
They probably care about their health. They're probably quite reliable. They've probably got a relatively normal job.
I mean, if you're serious about the gym life, even if you're a totally recreational lifter, to get serious results, you do have to take it very seriously. So I find this funny for two reasons. As mentioned, some guys say, oh, never meet women at the gym. But you go to the gym yourself 6, God forbid, 7 days a week. You always are meal prepping and watching content about lifting and dreaming about lifting and then sleeping and then eating and then going to lift. But you're not going to meet the women at the place where you always are who do the exact hobby that you really like.
What?
But beyond that too, some guys, even if they're into big muscles for themselves, and they love whenever other guys have them, but they don't like whenever women do. They like a more so-called normal-looking women that aren't into the gym seriously. In terms of lifestyle compatibility, man, that's going to be hard. Like, if you're a dude that is, like I said, in the gym all the time, always tracking your macros, the general woman, guys, does not like that. General women do not want to have to track every single calorie of what they eat. They don't want to have to spend their weekends going to the gym, so it's not impossible to make this work. But if you're going to date a so-called normie girl, and you're a hardcore gym rat guy, it's inevitably going to lead to problems. Like, I think you need to have a woman who is into fitness at least like 50-60% of the way. If you're 90 to 100, she has to be bought in to a good degree.
I find so many people are just getting over the drinking culture and not wanting to just meet people at bars or hang out at bars. Or if we stand around in a park after work, then the expectation is usually, oh, okay, like there's drinking involved or there's something to eat or drink. And that's not necessary to meet people.
A lot of people, I think you could wager the majority of people, even those that go to the gym seriously, still need alcohol to so-called cut loose, to fully be themselves, to express themselves. Most people have just a mental thing where they cannot do it unless they're intoxicated, which is kind of sad, but it's reality. But this goes back to the lifestyle component as well. I do not drink. I don't like drinking. Finding a woman who does not drink at all is not an easy task. And this works both ways as well. Finding anybody who does not drink in some form can be pretty darn tough.
I think a lot of people, one, want to get off the apps, and then two, don't want to be drinking. So things like run clubs or pickleball or rock climbing are great places to meet people.
For me, when I started doing CrossFit, was outrageous for dating. It's all co-ed.
Yeah.
A lot of the people, especially as dudes, a lot of the dudes that do CrossFit are already married, because it does take quite a lot of dedication, and it's kind of hard, and it's the sort of thing that a man who feels like he's given up all of his pursuits in other areas of life would decide to apply himself to. Yeah.
Man, CrossFit catching strays, even all these years later, it's still the butt of all these jokes. But that's something else as well. As I mentioned, a lot of couples are in the gym. You'll have no way of knowing that the girl that you like is with somebody. Oftentimes, the guy she's with is in the gym at the same time. I mean, most dudes, if they have an attractive girl in the gym, they know that other men are going to look at her or even talk to her. I've been through this myself. I've been in the gym with girls. Guys will come up and talk to them. Guys will keep looking at them. It's just par for the course. If you're out with an attractive woman, it's going to happen. But that is something in general I would keep in mind, because if you're going to use the approaches at the gym, I think they should be kept to a minimum. If you have the patience, you usually will be able to see if the girl that you're interested in has a guy with her. At some point, they're going to be together. They're going to walk in together. You'll see them maybe hugging or kissing. So you can pick up on this if you're patient enough and pay attention. Even so, if you go approach and she's like, oh no, I have a boyfriend, he's right here. If you're cool about it, that's going to be the end of it.
It's probably about 50-50, maybe sex ratio, maybe a tiny little bit more skewed male. But when you actually look at the sort of men that go and the sort of women that go, I think that you have more unavailable men than you do unavailable women.
By default, yeah. That's just general dating economics. There's always going to be more single men than single women.
This sort of inherent like high five culture at the end of workouts. There's intermissions in between different things. There's usually some dicking about at the start. There's some waiting around at the end.
Even something that gets you touching somebody, like a fist bump or a high five, actually goes a really long way.
Breaking the physical touch barrier. You know, it's a way to make a situation more intimate in some form, even if it's not really romantic. Even if you're just talking with another guy and you put your arm around him, you know, you dap him up, whatever, it just adds a layer to it. And if you're talking with the girl that you like, a few things not to do. Don't just randomly touch her. Don't just be reaching out. Don't be the where's my hug guy. Don't do the hover hand on the low back. She may even touch you. Once again, guys, if the woman takes the initiative to do things first, that is the best case scenario. Like, women with me, the most common thing that will happen is they will touch my shoulders or my arms, even if very briefly. I would really not touch a girl at all if I'm just getting to know her, unless she specifically says something like, I've been working on my back, you know, maybe she'll say, feel my traps, or something like that. At that point, I guess go ahead, sure, like a fist bump or like a light handshake. That's a good sort of get to know you gesture. I would leave it there, at least for the first meeting.
Another one I love that is so good is dancing. Salsa, two-step, swing, whatever kind of dance you're interested in. Any of my clients who pick up dance are like, whoa, talk about a good market. And like, if you're authentically into it and you're fun to dance with, even if you're a total beginner and you're a single nice guy, the girls are going to be into it.
Oh, she said it. Nice guy. Trademark. We'll let it slide for now. Women do love to dance. Most men, I don't know if we like to dance. Some guys do. Most of us don't really care about it, though. Like, maybe you get drunk and dance a little bit. I would assume dance classes on the whole are almost entirely women. Do you want to invest the time and the effort and the money into the dance class?
Like, there are way less men than women dancing, and women want to dance with the fun single guys. So if you can be that guy in your dance group, you're golden.
Okay, so that was the video. And there was some points there that I agree with, but in terms of approaching itself in the gym, not a whole lot was said. Is that surprising? No, because it's hard to talk about. If you see a girl repeatedly, I would go for, and at least a handful of times, you guys kind of look at each other or exchange glances to get it confirmed. You have to pick your spot. I would wait for the choosing signals first. And even then, you know, sometimes you get the signals, and if you go talk to her, I have a boyfriend, you're like, but you kept looking at me. It's all part of the game, guys. There's nothing you can really do about it. You're going to have some women you think are into you, and they're not. Other ones, you might not think she is, but she actually is. But in general, if a woman is really into you to the degree that you can approach her in the gym and it goes well, she's going to let you know about it in some form. That's going to be some type of proximity. She's going to look at you repeatedly. It's the same stuff that you would do if you're really into a girl. Then it's going to be reciprocal, and that opens the door to talk to her. And then at that point, it's really just a matter of, one, finding the right time, which that can take a while. It may not happen in the next few days or few weeks. Maybe one or both of you goes on vacation, you don't see her for a while, work stuff, I mean, whatever it's going to be. But at a certain point, if you see this girl over and over again, and the signs are there, it's a matter of just, do you go for it or not? If you don't want to risk it, I totally understand. That said, there is going to be the pain of regret and thinking to yourself, what if I did talk to her? What if we ended up dating? What if she could have been my wife, or whatever your scenario is? And then, the worst of all, if you see her come in after some time with another guy, there's a lot of cute girls in the gym. If she is single and actively looking, you're not the only guy that is into her. There's going to be all kinds of guys into all these girls. One of them is eventually going to talk to her, maybe multiple. Most guys by default are going to get shut down. All it takes is one guy, though, that she likes. He could seal the deal. So while I do not advocate rushing into this type of thing, you can let the gym scenario kind of simmer for a bit as you are patient and wait for the proper opening. There's probably never going to be the perfect opening. It's going to have to be pretty good or just good enough. And if you wait around long enough, you're probably going to lose it. And she may even take it as a rejection after long enough. Like if she sees you, you see her, and you keep exchanging glances, but you never actually act on it, in her mind it's going to come down to essentially you're not into her, or you're too scared to talk to her. So don't be overzealous, but at a certain point, you're going to have to grab yourself by the nuts and just go do it. And just one last thing in general too, I know your gym probably has a lot of cutie pies you want to look at. Do not be looking at all these girls all the time, guys, okay? Like, you're going to go past them with your glance and you're going to see them. You're going to get up from the machine. There's going to be an ass in your face. It happens, okay? But in general, don't just be like a bobblehead. Don't try to check out girls in the mirror when they can't see you. They will see you eventually. If they don't, another woman will. And if you're at the point now where you cannot stop looking at a given girl, even if you have approached her, and you keep always rubbernecking like, oh, is she there? That's a you problem, bro. Some of you guys seem to not be able to be in environments with women, even if they're in skin-tight clothing. You still can do your own workout, right? Like, are you that easily distracted? If you are, you gotta fix that, bro. But this has been it for me, guys. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out Geology and get your savings down below. Stop wasting time in the gym. Check out my training programs and my nutrition guide to optimize your progress as fast as possible. If you want to talk to me in full detail, schedule a consultation, fill out the coaching form, or direct message me on Fourth Wall. And I will catch you guys next time.